All right, so artificial intelligence, AI, it's everywhere you look these days, right?
Right.
But for this deep dive, we're not getting into all the super techie stuff. Instead, we're going to focus on what AI can actually do for people like you and me, for society as a whole. We've got some fascinating insights from Bill Gates, who's got this vision for AI that goes way beyond just tech companies, you know?
Yeah, and what's really cool about what Gates is saying is that he sees AI as a way to level the playing field, like in healthcare and education, making them more accessible and better for everybody, not just a select few.
Okay, so let's break this down. Gates is really excited about AI's potential in medicine. He actually thinks AI can make healthcare more precise, more affordable, and easier to get.
Yeah, he uses drug discovery as a perfect example. Developing new meds, it's usually this long and super expensive process. But AI is totally changing that. It can analyze and predict how proteins are structured crazy fast, which helps researchers figure out how diseases work way more effectively.
So instead of it taking years to find a new drug, it could be like a matter of months.
Exactly, and we're already seeing it happen. With research into Alzheimer's and some neurological disorders, AI is helping scientists really understand these complicated diseases down to, like, the molecules, so we're going to see breakthroughs much quicker.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But Gates doesn't stop there. He goes even further and talks about personalized medicine. What does that even mean?
So think of it this way. Instead of this one-size-fits-all approach to treatment, you'd get treatments tailored to your specific genes, lifestyle, even the environment you live in.
So it'd be like a treatment plan designed just for me.
Precisely. And Gates thinks AI can make this a reality for millions of people, not just for the wealthy. Imagine personalized treatments for chronic conditions like diabetes or heart disease, stuff that often hits low-income communities the hardest.
That would be a total game changer, for sure. Making those treatments available to everybody would seriously improve people's lives.
Absolutely. Gates is especially passionate about using AI to fight diseases like malaria, tuberculosis, and HIV/AIDS. They disproportionately impact developing countries.
He believes that AI can make it way easier to develop and give those treatments affordably, even in places with limited resources. That's really using technology to even things out on a global scale.
Yeah, that's a huge part of Gates' vision. It's not just about having cool new tech, it's about everyone benefiting, regardless of where they live or how much money they have.
It's about healthcare being a right, not a privilege. So we've talked about how AI could change healthcare, but Gates doesn't stop there. He sees massive potential for AI in education too, especially in making learning more personalized. What's his thinking there?
Well, imagine you have this personalized AI tutor available anytime, anywhere. This tutor can adapt to how quickly you learn, figure out exactly what you're struggling with, and give you instant feedback, all designed just for you.
So it's like having a teacher who's only focused on you. That would be revolutionary for students who have a hard time in traditional classrooms.
Exactly, especially for students who need things explained differently or to go at their own pace. And the cool thing is, an AI tutor can give that personalized help without judging you, so students can learn at their own speed and in a way that makes sense to them. And it's not just for students who need extra help either. Imagine those advanced students, they could get challenged with even harder material, pushing them to do even better. It really opens up a world of possibilities for everyone.
That's incredible. So these AI tutors could actually bridge the gap in education.
Absolutely. Think about students in underserved communities, places where they might not have enough resources or good teachers. AI tutors could bring high-quality education to the kids who need it most, no matter where they are or what their background is.
That could help level the playing field between schools in cities and rural areas, well-funded schools and underfunded ones, even across different languages. It's amazing to think about how big of an impact that could have.
Just imagine a student in some remote village in India having the same quality of education as a student in a fancy school in New York City. That's the kind of transformative power we're talking about with AI.
It's really inspiring, but let's be real. There have to be some challenges to bringing AI into education, right? What are some of those?
Of course, Gates knows it won't be easy. There are issues with funding and with training teachers to use these new AI tools correctly, and some people are just skeptical of technology in general. But he's confident that once AI shows everyone how valuable it is, it'll become a must-have for teachers and students alike.
It sounds like we're about to see a huge change in how we think about healthcare and education. But what really sticks with me is that Gates isn't just focused on the technology itself. He's all about using it to make a positive difference.
Yeah, that's the key point. It's not about algorithms and data just for the sake of it. It's about using AI to empower people, make their lives better, and create a better future for everybody.
Which brings up a really important question. What does all of this mean for the average person? For people like us who aren't tech experts or billionaires, how is this going to affect our lives?
Well, this isn't some far-off sci-fi scenario. These changes are happening right now. AI is already being used in healthcare to get better diagnoses, develop new treatments, and personalize how patients are cared for.
So it's already making a real difference in people's lives.
Absolutely. And in education, we're seeing AI tutoring programs helping students learn more effectively.
That's great news for students, their parents, and teachers. But it's important to remember that not everyone is totally on board with this AI revolution. There's definitely some fear and doubt out there.
Yeah, I get that. And those concerns are totally valid. We need to be smart about how we develop and use AI. We need to make sure it's being used ethically and responsibly. We don't want to end up in a world where only the privileged get to benefit from this technology.
It's crucial that AI helps close the gap between the haves and have-nots, not make it bigger. AI needs to be used to empower everyone, not just a select few.
And that's exactly why Gates's vision is so compelling.
Yeah.
He's not just focused on the tech getting better, he really cares about using AI to build a world that's more just and equitable.
It really is about making sure AI serves humanity, not the other way around. We don't want to just hand over control, do we?
Exactly. And that means we have to think seriously about the potential downsides too. What happens to jobs that AI could automate? How do we make absolutely sure that AI doesn't make existing inequalities even worse? These are tough questions, but we have to ask them.
We can't just get excited about the potential without acknowledging the challenges. It's like any powerful tool, it can be used for good or bad.
Exactly. We need to have these open and honest conversations about the ethics of AI, and not just among the tech people. This is a societal issue. Everyone needs to have a say.
It's about finding that balance, using the power of AI responsibly while also protecting our values and making sure everyone benefits. It sounds like a tough job.
It is, but I think Gates gives us a good place to start. By focusing on real-world problems, on giving people more power, not replacing them, and on creating a society that's more fair for everyone, that's how we make sure AI is a force for good.
And it all starts with education, wouldn't you say? The more people understand about AI, the good and the bad, the better we'll be able to navigate this new world.
Absolutely. We have to demystify AI, make it something everyone understands, not just the tech geniuses. Because whether we like it or not, AI is going to impact all of us.
So the more informed we are, the better we can shape the future of AI.
Yeah.
And make sure it works for us, not the other way around.
Well said. These are exciting times, but we need to be thoughtful and work together.
It's like we're all writing the next chapter in the AI story. Who knows what amazing breakthroughs are just around the corner?
The potential is huge. It's not just healthcare and education that AI can change. Think about how we work, how we interact with the world around us. Almost every part of our lives could be different.
And speaking of exploring those possibilities, we wanted to shout out a great resource for anyone who wants to learn more about the cutting edge of AI and how it's changing society.
Yes. Definitely check out Jay Poole's YouTube channel, Tech Frontiers. He does an awesome job breaking down these complex topics and making them clear and interesting for a wide audience.
So whether you're already an AI enthusiast or just starting to learn about it, I definitely recommend checking out his channel. He always has something cool to share.
It's a great way to stay up to date on this field that's changing so quickly, and to really start thinking critically about how we can shape the future of AI for the better.
Well, I think we've covered a lot of ground today. From personalized medicine and AI tutors to the hope for global health equity and the ethical challenges of developing AI, it's clear this technology has the power to completely change our world.
And the main thing to remember is that we need to think about these issues carefully and be proactive. AI isn't something way off in the future, it's here now. And it's up to all of us to make sure it's used to benefit everyone.
To wrap up our deep dive, we'll leave you with a question to think about. If AI can personalize medicine and education, what other parts of our lives could it transform? What are you most excited about when it comes to its potential? Let us know in the comments.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on how we can use AI to create a world that's fairer, more equal, and where everyone can thrive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep learning.
And remember, the future of AI isn't set in stone. It's a story we're all writing together, so let's make it a good one.
And it's not just for, students who are behind. Think about those students who are ahead of the curve. They could get even more challenging stuff, push them to go even further. It really does open up so many possibilities for everybody.
That's pretty amazing. So these AI tutors could actually bridge that education gap we always hear about.
Exactly, yeah. Think about those underserved communities, where they might not have the best resources or enough good teachers. AI tutors could be a way to bring really great education to those kids who need it the most, no matter where they live or, what their background is.
That could really help to even things out between, schools in cities and rural areas, between schools that have a lot of money and those that don't, even across different languages.
Yeah.
It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about the kind of impact that could have.
Imagine like a student in a really remote village in India getting the same quality of education as a student in like a top-tier school in New York City. That's the kind of power AI has, it can really transform things.
Pretty inspiring stuff. But got to be realistic. There must be some challenges to actually making AI part of education, right? What are some of the hurdles?
Oh, for sure. There are definitely challenges. Gates even says it himself. It's not going to be a walk in the park. There are issues with like getting the money to do it, training teachers so they can use these new AI tools the right way. And, some people are just always going to be a little wary of technology in general. But I think he's right when he says that once people see what AI can do, how valuable it is, it'll become something everyone wants for teachers and students.
It sounds like we're on the verge of some major changes in how we think about healthcare and education. But what really strikes me is that Gates isn't just all about the technology itself, He's all about using that technology to make things better for everyone.
Yeah, that's a really important point. It's not about algorithms and data just for the sake of it. It's about using those things to help people make their lives better and create a better future for everyone.
Which brings up a really big question. What does all this mean for the average person? For those of us who aren't tech experts or, millionaires, how is this going to change things for us?
Well, it's not like this is some far-off science fiction scenario. It's happening right now. Like in healthcare, they're already using AI to improve diagnoses, to develop new treatments, and even to personalize patient care.
So it's actually making a difference right now in people's lives.
Absolutely. And in education, too, we're already seeing AI tutoring programs that help students learn more effectively.
That's great news for students, parents, and teachers. But it's important to remember that not everyone's totally comfortable with this whole AI revolution. There's some fear out there, some skepticism.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. And those concerns are valid. We got to be careful about how we go about developing and using AI. Make sure it's being used ethically, responsibly. The last thing we want is a world where only the privileged few get to benefit from this technology.
It's really important that AI helps to close that gap between the haves and have-nots, not make it worse. It's got to be something that empowers everyone, not just a select few.
And that's a big part of why Gates's vision is so interesting. He's not just about the technology itself. He's really concerned with using AI to create a more just and equitable world.
Yeah, it really is about making sure that AI is working for us, not the other way around. We don't want to just hand over the keys and walk away, right?
Exactly. And that means we can't ignore the potential downsides either. Like what happens to all those jobs that AI could end up automating? And how do we make sure that AI doesn't actually end up making inequality worse? Those are tough questions to think about, but we have to face them head on.
Yeah, we can't just get all excited about the potential and then forget about the challenges that come with it. It's like any really powerful tool. It can be used for good or for bad.
Exactly. We need to have these open and honest conversations about the ethical side of AI, and not just among the tech experts either. It's something that affects society as a whole, so everybody needs to have a voice in the conversation.
It's all about finding that balance, isn't it? Using the power of AI in a responsible way, but also making sure that we're protecting our values and making sure that everyone benefits from it. It sounds like a pretty tall order.
It is, but I think Gates gives us a good framework to start with. By focusing on those real-world problems, on empowering people instead of replacing them, and on trying to create a more equitable society, that's how we can make sure AI is a force for good in the world.
And it all starts with education, don't you think? The more people understand about AI, both the good and the bad, the better equipped we'll all be to deal with this new world we're heading into.
Oh, absolutely. We have to take the mystery out of AI, make it understandable for everyone, not just the super techie people, because, like it or not, AI is going to have an impact on every single one of us.
So the more we know, the better chance we have of shaping the future of AI, right? Making sure it works for us, not the other way around.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It's a really exciting time to be alive, but it also requires us to be careful and work together.
It's like we're all kind of writing the next chapter in the story of AI. Who knows what incredible discoveries are just waiting for us around the corner.
The potential is really limitless. It's not just healthcare and education that AI can transform. It could change how we work, how we connect with the world. Pretty much every aspect of our lives could be touched by AI.
And speaking of exploring all those possibilities, we wanted to give a shout out to a fantastic resource for anyone who wants to dive deeper into the cutting edge of AI and how it's impacting society.
Definitely, you've got to check out Jay Poole's YouTube channel, Tech Frontiers.
Yeah.
He does an amazing job of explaining these complicated AI topics in a way that's clear and engaging for everyone, whether you're a tech expert or just starting to learn about it.
Yeah, whether you're already a huge AI fan or just starting to explore what it's all about, I highly recommend checking out his channel. He always has something interesting to share.
It's a great way to stay informed about this field that's changing so quickly, and it really gets you thinking about how we can all work together to make sure AI is used to make the world a better place.
Well, I think we've covered a ton of ground today. From personalized medicine and those AI tutors we talked about, to the hope for more equitable healthcare around the world and the ethical challenges we face when we're developing AI. It's clear that this technology has the power to completely change the world as we know it.
And the most important thing to remember is that we have to engage with these issues proactively and thoughtfully. AI isn't something that's going to happen way off in the future. It's here now. And it's up to all of us to make sure it's used in a way that benefits all of humanity.
So, to wrap up our deep dive today, we want to leave you with a question to ponder. If AI can personalize medicine and education, what other aspects of our lives could be completely transformed by it? What excites you the most about its potential? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.
We'd love to hear your perspectives on how we can use AI to create a more just, equitable, and thriving world for everyone. Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking those tough questions, and keep learning.
And don't forget, the future of AI isn't set in stone.